Superheroes are hated and yet considered controversial by the universes that they operate in, and yet are adored by movie audiences. There are characters who are billionaires, who are complicated characters, who are deemed to be selfish and cocky at times, who are called out by other heroes for their selfish motives, despite not being exactly the hero, aren't exactly the villain themselves. And yet, the movie audience adores these characters. There are characters in which the audience immediately deems as honorable, characters who, in their own universes, are often deemed as the enemy by the government for standing up against evil and corruption, and yet are adored by movie audiences. There are characters who have dark, ugly pasts and are simply trying to redeem themselves and make do with what they know is best, and are considered controversial, at times unpredictable, and yet are adored by movie audiences all the same. You see, I've noticed this dynamic where most of the time we love superhero genres, we love superhero movies, we have so much love for these characters, but at the same time, we love to see the hero's journey on film, but we hate to see it in real life. We adore how flawed and how relatable superheroes are on film because it humanizes them, and yet exercise little grace for the same people that are in our everyday lives. You see, it's easy to adore most of these heroes because we see the behind the scenes of their lives. We see their struggle, we see their pain, their regret, their confusion. We see the behind the scenes of when they're by themselves and they're struggling under the weight that is the responsibility of the world on their shoulders. And yet, we are so quick to judge people nowadays based off of face value, whether it's through a news article, media, commentary, social media. We judge many things based off of face value, when it's clear that movies have shown that these cases aren't always at face value. At times there is more to the story than the eye catches. Take Spider-Man, for example, one of the most beloved superheroes of all time. In his universe, the Daily Bugle frequently slanders him and spreads rumors around and villainizes Spider-Man in this universe. And we look at these examples in movies and wonder, why in the world would Daily Bugle actually do this? When we're seeing it happen before our very eyes. While most of these movies are fictional, there is a sort of truth to them that exposes ourselves in real time. He is slandered so much by the Daily Bugle that it results in a mixed opinion by the public, in which some people love him or some people hate him. Take Batman, who takes the fall for Two-Face and is labeled as a murderer and a criminal, and goes into hiding because he is willing to take the burden of being labeled as such. Take Captain America, a character who is known to be of honor, of chivalry, of patriotism, of bravery, and is labeled as an enemy of the government when he stands up against evil. Take Tony Stark, probably one of the most humanized superhero characters in my opinion on film. A womanizing billionaire with a cocky attitude, difficult person to deal with, and yet at the end has one of the most epic superhero endings of all time, at least on film. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up all this commentary on superheroes is that it's interesting to see how public opinion plays out in these movies. And as I observe modern day, we're seeing public opinion play before our very eyes. And I observe so many people that we are villainizing on the media. So quick to jump to conclusions, so quick to slander, so quick to ridicule. And I wonder how much we're getting wrong and how much we're getting right. Us movie audiences find it easier to love flawed characters on film, especially superheroes who we know to save the day, who we know to have been humanized to appeal to us, are really just most of the time regular everyday people just trying to do what they believe is right. I wonder, as a thought exercise, how many of us would actually adore these heroes as much as we do on film if they were among us in everyday life, if we were hearing about them in the news, if we were hearing about all the slander going on among them, about all the controversy, of all the people voicing their opinions on them. I wonder how many of us would actually adore them as much as we would just as on film. Many times we might even look at a film, at a superhero film, and wonder, why in the world would those people do that? Why in the world would those people hate this hero? Why would these people actively fight against this hero if I see that this hero's cause is so necessary and so valiant? And at the same time, while there aren't literal superheroes who are shooting webs, who are throwing shields, we do have among us many people who maybe are trying to be the heroes, and yet we hate them for it, and we judge them based off of one quality or one thing that we hear about in the news. Because most of the time, people who are popular amongst movies are usually controversial in their universes. And it's amazing to me because in our world, controversial means that's a problem. They're a problem. We love the flawed character until we are face to face with them, and we either have the option to accept or reject their entire package deal with all their layers and complexities. A lot of people tend to make things out to be black and white. Many times, though, things aren't black and white. There are many different perspectives to a story, many different perspectives to a character or to a person. And this is due to the fact that people, for the most part, aren't black and white. People are very complicated, very complex. And I find it extremely hypocritical when people act as if that is not so. You can have someone who is brave and yet not kind. You can have someone who is cocky and selfish and yet intelligent. So I feel like with this video, I kind of really exposed my geekiness over here, but it's fine. I like to use things, whether they're fictional, non-fictional, to help me understand this insane world we live in. So, I mean, I did expose myself a lot. But it was for a good cause. So, yeah. This is more of like a philosophical discussion that I wanted to have. I actually got this video idea from a dream that I had. So weird. But anyways, yeah, I was like, oh, I have my video idea for this week. As always, I mean, I'd love to hear what you guys think. What do you guys, if you guys agree, disagree, let me know. I'm Jasmine Gray. If you'd like to hear more of what I have to say, hit the subscribe button. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And as always, guys, stay safe out there and take care of yourselves. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.